Hello my dear friends, this is Phil again and welcome back to my channel. So yesterday, depends on what time zone you are, it could be today as well for you, Bethesda just launched their next PTS for us to try. So in this PTS, the biggest announcement from Bethesda is the new game modes. Let's find out together what they are and how good they are, whether they are just a waste of time and money for them. Now I'm actually in the PTS right now. Let's just click in. Okay, that's new menu for us. So besides the old adventure modes and the private adventure modes, they actually removed the nuclear winter already. So I guess this patch gonna be alive after September. That's the time they plan to retire the current nuclear winter mode. And to replace that, they have two other new modes here. The first one is called Public World under the Fallout World scheme. So in this one, Bethesda can actually create their own customized Appalachia for player to try, and they're gonna change it every month. And that means they're gonna have a customized world for us to play for a month, and then they're gonna change it to a different customized world. So basically, they're gonna change the settings of the world. I will show you all the settings they can tune for every world later on. But here, let's quickly go through them to see what exactly they are. They allow maximum 24 players to play on one server at the same time, but there's no progress going to be shared with any of the adventure mode. So whatever you do, you get XPs, you get levels, you get legendary gears, nothing will be counted towards the adventure mode. And to be accurate, you cannot finish any challenge in this world, and you cannot earn scores in this world as well. And in other words, this is just a muted adventure world, but doesn't matter how many time you invest in this world, it can be wiped out in a month time. You can build as pretty camp as you can, it's going to be wiped out in a month time. Throw legendary item, lose it in a month time. So I don't know why the heck we want to play in this mode. We might want to experience something new, for example, jumping much higher, shooting without worrying of reloading and ammos, but everything will be wasted after 1 month. And how long you think you're going to spend time in this world? I'm not going to spend longer than 2 hours per month. And then the fourth mode they just added in is another customized world, but only for Fallout First members. I don't have Fallout First member at this moment, but you can, if you are a Fallout First member, you can create and customize the Appalachia and then invite your friends to join you. So these invited friends, they don't need to be Fallout First. You can only have maximum 8 players in your world. And again, no progression can be shared with the adventure worlds. You cannot finish any challenge. You cannot do any scores. It's just a pure experience world, I think. The only thing good comparing with this mode, you can keep whatever you've done in this world as long as you don't erase it by yourself. And your friends who actually progressed in this world or in your world can only be available for them to play in your world. If you decide to wipe it out, then all your friends' progress is going to be lost. Now this might be interesting for some of you because as I will show you right now, you can customize a world so you can build everywhere. You can have maximum building budgets. You can build as high as you want. Let me show you in detail. So here is how you're gonna add your new customer world. I think you can have 3 slots to the maximum. Each one you can give them a different name, give them different description. You can configure them separately. And the main thing is about the world settings. So under workshop, you can decide whether you need any material when you want to craft anything using workbench. As you can see here, if you turn it on, you don't need any material. And that means you can craft anything as you want as long as you learn the plan without worrying about the material. The camp height, you can create a camp which is 3 times higher than a normal camp. If you are really talented builder, this might be a good thing for you to build something amazingly in your own world, but the other players won't be able to see it, unfortunately. Only those players you invited to your world, and if you have enough friends to see it. And this relaxed camp placement allows you to build anywhere on the map. You can build it on top of existing buildings, you can build inside existing caves, but everything is external, so you cannot build inside existing buildings. Can power, by tuning this, you can decide whether you need any power generator in your camp to power anything. If you say always powered, that means you don't need to do any power generator thing at all. You build anything, they're going to be powered up automatically. Free building is similar as the free workbench crafting, but for this one you don't need to worry about any material. When you build your camp, you can just build whatever you can or whatever you learned without any resource. This is nice for your talented builders. Camp radius, you can tune the radius of your camp. The biggest camp you can create is double the current size. You can also shrink it to only a quarter size, but I don't know why do you want to do that. Camp budgets, you can modify the max camp budget by tuning this parameter. You can make it extremely low so you can't build anything basically. It might work with the very low camp radius parameter as well. If you tune it to 0, that means you basically can't build anything in your camp. You can also give it extra 50% budget, but that's the maximum budget you can have in this world. And relax building restrictions, and that probably means you can place anything at any position inside your camp without worrying about overlapping or suspending or whatever. So it could be a creative way to build your camp if you turn this parameter on. And then there's quite a few combat related parameters you can tune for your customized world. For example, you can say equipment duration, which you can tune it to invincible. That means all your gears, your armors, your weapons, your power armors, whatever, will never break. And you can turn off the legendary mode effect, and that means there's no legendary weapon to be used in this world. Everything is just standard version. That could be an interesting way to do your PvP. And this proximity enemy spawn will spawn enemy right around you. So if you want to build a slaughterhouse, this might be a good option for you. And difficulty, that will make the enemy weaker or stronger. I think the strongest is always the nuclear one. It's basically make them very tough. PvP rules, to be frank, I think for these customized parameters, there are only two types of parameter make sense. The PvP related one and the building related one. So you can create a customized world and make it PvP always on. And that means you basically recreate the survival mode that Bethesda just retired about 1 year ago. And nuked flora creature can turn it on. Vet and melee AP costs, you can reduce and increase the AP costs to do vets and the melee. And to be extreme, you can make them 0. That means you can stay in vet forever or power attack in melee forever without worrying about AP. So basically it makes the AP bar completely useless. Dismemberment, that will, as it says, you're gonna dismember all your mobs if you turn it on. Rackdoor behavior, this one is interesting. So you can modify the force and direction the enemy can ragdoll on death. So basically after you kill a mob, normally they just falls down. But if you tune this parameter, they might be just knocked 100 miles away by a bullet. The real effect, I cannot tell, but it could be a good visual effect enhancement. Infinite ammo without reloads. That's basically some kind of trainer mechanic, which makes you like a real god in the game. Together with the damage received parameter, you can turn it to 0, so you become totally invincible in the game with a weapon with unlimited ammo without reloading. I seriously doubt why do you want to do that? That will make the game tasteless, although I have to admit it's already very, very easy. But you can also make the damage received 900% higher than normal, and which means you can be killed by one shot from any mob. That is going to be a really hardcore IPS game, I assume. And again, you can also change the damage dealt by you or by any players. In nuclear setting, you basically deal 9 times more damage every time you shoot or you swing weapon. And that means you're going to kill the Scorpius Queen or Mr. Eel in a couple of seconds, if not even shorter. And in General tab, You can change different weather, as I mentioned before. It's a visual effect inside the game. And you can change how many AP cost for jumping. It can be 0, so you can keep on jumping. And this one makes you either jump 3 times higher than normal or jump 0 height. That means you can't jump at all. The power armor drain, you can change it as you want. There's percentage you can change, either fast or slower. Visual filter, I don't know, this one probably is another visual filter on top of the weather. Drop additional loot on death. By dropping additional loot, probably gonna make you think twice before you step in the battlefield. It can be interesting if you tune this on for a PvP oriented world. You can change the fast travel parameter to completely stop it or make it free. You can say our every locations has been discovered for every single player, and you can disable the full damage or make it lower or higher. Okay, and that's everything you can change for your customized world. You can give the description, which it will show here, and you can select what your world image gonna be. I mean, they are all old images in the game you can currently find already. But I don't know, it might make your world stand out from the others. So here is what fully customized world gonna look like. You can change the workshop settings, combat settings, generals. As I mentioned, it's probably gonna be used mainly for PvP lovers or the talented builders. I don't see there's any other value this new world gonna bring us. Okay, here's the wrap up for this new modes that Bethesda just added in. I think on the positive side, it's definitely something positive for Bethesda to move forward to bring new modes and new things and new ideas to this game. I don't doubt that a lot of people are going to create their customized world and invest a lot of time in it to create some amazing building, amazing camp, and a lot of PvP lovers going to step in their customized world and start killing each other like crazy nuts. It's definitely something fun to try with. On the negative side, however, I think this doesn't really add a lot of value or a lot of interest to the game, because the most important thing is everything you progress in this new mode will not be synced up in the adventure world, which is actually the main mode for the game. That means you basically lost your progression. And progression is one of the most important things for any game, for any players. It's actually the main factor to keep the player always come back to play a bit more, so they can gain more, they can earn more, they can learn more. And especially for this modes, they're gonna wipe everything out every month. I don't understand why people will spend their time in this one. Seriously, I mean, a lot of you just have probably a couple hours per week to play the game, and apparently the most value for money investment is actually the adventure mode, because you can unlock things, you can keep things, you can finish your challenge, you can earn things from the scoreboard. The new content is always in the adventure mode. They are not going to be available for these two. And the most important thing, I think, these are not the new content we wanted at this moment. We want some new content like the Steel Ring, like the Expedition, maybe some new gears to play with. I mean, even the new Daily Op can be good, but these two new modes doesn't offer us a lot. People are going to get fed up on them very quickly. But that is only my personal opinion. Let me know what you think about them in the comment area down below. And don't forget to give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. So in the next couple of episodes, I will bring more things about the new PTS, about the new allies, new scoreboard rewards, and new daily operations, and the new reward as well. So stay tuned in. But until next time, Phil Legans out.